Top 10 Billboard charting, Emmy-nominated rapper D1 went from being a middle school teacher in Louisiana to a Harvard educator and hip-hop heavyweight. He is a bold and outspoken figure in the hip-hop industry who encourages others to not promote music that glorifies murder, drugs, or the disrespect of women. His unique style and powerful lyrics convey a message of hope and positivity that is embraced by millions around the world.
And D1 is joining me now. Thank you so much for being with us today. I'm excited.
I'm excited. I promise I am.
We're going to talk about your music and the amazing message that you're conveying in the hip-hop community. But let's first talk about your faith. I know you grew up a Catholic.
Yes.
But things really hit home for you when you were in college. 4 life-altering events happened,
Yes.
which really shaped your faith in Jesus Christ, a personal relationship. Tell us about what happened.
That was my come to Jesus moment. So my freshman year of college, all in one calendar year, one of my best friends in New Orleans got murdered, senseless murder, by the way. My girlfriend at the time in college, she ended up cheating on me with a couple football players. Hurt my heart, broke my heart. My college roommate started selling drugs out of our dorm room, and I went to high school with this dude, and we were close friends. Totally baffled me, so we got into it. We ended up falling out, and then I got cut from the college basketball team. So I was the star player in high school, but then told that I wasn't even good enough to be on the team in college. So those 4 things, I realized I had turned those into idols in different ways because I had built my identity on being the star player or being the guy with this girl on my arm or being, you know, just these different things. Once they got stripped away from me, I had to find my identity in something that was immovable, that wasn't going to change or that wasn't going to ever, like, sell me out. And that was Jesus Christ.
Amen. Yeah. Amen. Well, you have had a very successful career as a rapper, but it didn't start out that way. You finished college and you went to school to be a middle school teacher.
Correct.
Talk about that.
Correct. So I do want to clarify, I graduated from college. I didn't go to college to be a middle school teacher. I got a degree in business, right? But 2 months before graduating college, I was a victim of an armed robbery on the basketball court, me and one of my best friends. So as I had a gun held right here, pressed on my temple, I'm literally sitting there thinking, wow, I'm about to die the same way my best friend just got killed a couple years ago. And in that moment, the one thing that I regretted the most was that I didn't live my life boldly, boldly standing for righteousness. I was always trying to find a way to be accepted by people and be liked by people, even if it meant I needed to dim my light. And I felt convicted about that in that moment. Long story short, young lady was walking to her 2nd floor apartment, looked down at the basketball court, saw these guys, you know, robbing us, and she gasped like, oh my God. And when she did that, they looked up and saw her, so they got spooked, so they put the gun up and they ran off, right? When I got out of that experience with my life in my hands, I said, you know what? I don't know how long I have here on this earth, so I want to chase impact over income.
Wow.
So I'm about to graduate college in 2 months. I could go and work in corporate America, Fortune 500 company, but I would rather make a tangible impact on the next generation. So that's when I decided to become a teacher. I didn't always want to be a teacher. At first, I was chasing what was going to have the highest starting salary. You know, I was chasing, like what's going to have the best package. But there's no package like a package that comes directly from God, where He allows you to use your gifts and talents to do His work and make impact on the future.
Wow. How long did you teach middle school?
I taught middle school for 2 years.
2 years.
And then after doing that, I was loving it. But I saw an opportunity to still teach, but on a larger level, meaning if I could get into the rap game, I could still have the same heart that I have as Mr. Augustine, the middle school teacher, but now I could influence the masses with my platform. So that's why the platform of becoming a rapper became attractive to me.
Wow, that's amazing, because that was my next question. Why did you stop teaching and to pursue music full time? And you're doing that.
That is why, because I saw so many rappers who have the ability to make students look up to them, want to emulate the way they walk, talk, think, dress, all this type of stuff. So if you have that much power as a rapper, the last thing you need to be saying is, I'm not a role model. I'm just feeding my family. I don't care what I say. It's your job to be a parent. Yeah, it's other people's job to be a parent, but it takes a village to raise a child. And if you have such a desirable profession and a prominent position in our community as a rapper, you should take that responsibility seriously.
Yes.
And
Absolutely.
I see so many rappers who want to duck and dodge accountability. So me, I was like, look, sign me up. I want to be in that position because I don't mind a kid saying, D1, I look up to you.
Wow.
Because all I'm going to say is, thank you for looking up to me. Now, make sure you know who I look up to because I look up to Jesus Christ.
Wow.
You feel me?
D1, this is so incredible because we're going to talk about the culture of hip hop and your message and the pushback that you've gotten. But first, you have released a total of 21 projects throughout your career, but one song and music video really put you in the spotlight, and that was called J50 and Wheezy. And why do you think it gained so much attention?
Because I was speaking the uncomfortable truths about a lot of the big artists in hip hop that people are already talking about it in barbershops. They're already talking about it in their text message threads and with their friends, but no one wants to say this stuff out loud in front of people because they feel like, oh, what if those people get mad at me? Or what if those people call me a hater or a clout chaser? And for me, I was like, I am teaching students every day who are looking up to these type of artists. This was back in 2010. Jay-Z, 50 Cent, and Lil Wayne, those were three of the biggest artists in the entire world. And I was just like, do they understand how much power and influence they truly have over the youth? And if they do understand it, are they comfortable with still glorifying a lifestyle that is talking about shooting people and selling drugs and disrespecting women? Maybe they understand and they just don't care. Or maybe they don't understand. So the song I did was simply letting them know, hey, I looked up to y'all when I was younger. I got students that are looking up to y'all. What's up, man? Even if y'all did live this lifestyle at one time, y'all have been blessed. Y'all have graduated to become multimillionaires who don't have to be in the streets anymore. So there's a difference between narration and glorification.
Wow.
And if you are choosing to glorify a lifestyle that's going to lead people to hell and lead people to a jail cell, then we need some accountability there. And that's what that song was about. I think it struck a chord because it resonated with people.
Well, you've recently made headlines again for the same type of calling out Rick Ross and Jim Jones and all these people. They're objectifying women and all the things that you're saying. Why do you feel so strongly about this message?
Because a lot of the artists that I chose to, call out, these are people that are almost 50 years old, literally.
True.
Rick Ross is a grandpa. I just think about my grandpa. What if
Papa.
what if Papa was out here trying to act like he was selling drugs, as a grandpa, and act like he was out here, calling hits on people and getting people shot and murdered. Like, it just looks silly at a certain point. It's not believable anymore. It just looks silly. And it's like, somebody needs to say something, because if we don't have any accountability in the culture, who are the youth supposed to look up to? There's artists in their teens and in their 20s right now. Do we want to call them out, or do we want to say, well, they have people who they are looking up to, and we can't call out the youth if the people that are older than them are exemplifying the same destructive, deadly, mindless behavior as the youth.
Wow.
In every other institution in America, you have it to where the elders are supposed to set the bar and set the standard for leadership. And the youth, we are supposed to love on them, affirm them, challenge them to do better, but pour into them.
Absolutely.
In hip hop, you have the elders who are saying, we want to be relevant with the youth, so therefore we're going to dumb down our intelligence to try to just be like them instead of be for them by leading them.
Wow.
So it's called, we like to call them OGs, but I feel like in hip hop we got OGs and we got DGs. A DG is a disappointing grown-up.
Wow.
That's what I call it.
Disappointing
grown-up. And we got a
grown-up.
lot of disappointing grown-ups in hip hop.
Talk about the response that you've gotten from the secular world, because I know everybody's not happy with that message, as well as response from the Christian world. What are you hearing?
So in the secular world, the people who have had a problem with my message are the people who don't want to see progress. Meaning they have gotten comfortable making money, literally like objectifying women and glorifying murder and drug dealing, and they've gotten comfortable making money off of that. They've turned it into an industry that they could commodify. So now that somebody comes along, they feel like, oh, I'm messing with their bag. Well, what's more important than your bag is the future of this generation that is still coming up that's young and impressionable. I don't care about your bag.
Yeah.
I really don't. Yeah. You can make money in a lot of other ways than having to glorify these deadly messages. You just can.
Absolutely.
So that's the only people that have a problem with what I'm saying. Half the hip-hop industry wants to play dumb right now, and they want to act like, well, D1, I mean, is it really that much of a problem? Because do we call out people who are making movies about violent themes, and do we call out people like video games? I'm not a video gamer. I don't play video games, and I am not a movie producer. So whoever's calling that is to call that out, let them call that out. I am a rapper. The industry I'm in, I just see that it's riddled with stuff. They got the devil sitting back like, boy, that's good. They doing my work for me.
Yeah.
They making it easy for me.
He's sitting back laughing
The
and
devil's sitting back laughing. So all these people that want to play dumb, you don't play dumb any other time in life except when it's like, wait, he trying to threaten the music that we all love to turn up to, and we all love to kumbaya around killing. That's what we do in this culture. We kumbaya around killing. If I go on Apple Music or Spotify right now on the top playlist, I promise you the most popular playlist, you press play on the first song, it's gonna be glorifying sleeping with your baby mama and I'ma smash your girl. It's gonna be the women that's glorifying, oh, I got all these dudes stuck on my between my legs, and I got it's gonna be dudes glorifying how much dope they sell. This stuff is just, it's literally the devil's playground.
Let me ask you this, D1. The Christian community, I understand that people in the Christian community who have platforms themselves were DMing you and congratulating you and applauding you privately, but you haven't received like an overwhelming support publicly.
Yeah,
that's a problem.
Yes, so we got to figure out what it is about the Christian community to where we are afraid to not be in the good graces of the world, right? Because so many people will silently say, D, you doing God's work, I support you.
Yeah.
Then why are you in my DMs supporting me when you see people publicly opposing what you say you support? Then come out there publicly and show that support. The Muslim community, they don't allow you to disrespect Muslims publicly in a way that is like, whoa, like this is just like, you can't even imagine somebody saying, I had Joe Budden, he's a podcaster, mainstream podcaster, saying, somebody will shoot your Christian ASS. You know, you're a Christian thorn in my side, you know, There's no way in the world that guy would take the word Christian and replace it with Jewish. You're a Jewish effing thorn in my side. Somebody would shoot your Jewish ASS, There's no way he would do that. There's no way he would replace that word with Muslim. But they feel comfortable playing with Christians because we sit back and deep down, we want to be friends with people like that.
Wow.
You know? My thing is, I don't have a problem with you because Christ didn't have a problem with even Judas and the people that called for his death, right? So I don't have a problem with you. I sit down with Joe Budden just like this, but he don't want to sit down with me.
Wow.
Because he's afraid of when D1 step in the building, D don't care about pacifying my ego. It's on.
Yes. We got to move on really quickly. You teach a course at Tufts University. I mean, you're a professor. You're a rapper and a professor. And this course, what are kids getting out of it? Tell us about it.
Yes, so it's called The Intersection of Hip Hop and Social Change. I love Tufts University for allowing me the freedom to be able to design this course and this entire curriculum from scratch. I believe in the power of hip-hop to be able to make social change, but I've seen that change can either be positive or negative, right?
Wow.
So it can be positive or poisonous. With that being said, I teach my students about what's called the 3 C's in hip-hop. That's creators, consumers, and commissioners. That's what makes up the music industry. Creators, that's artists. Consumers, that's fans, and commissioners, that's industry people, labels and whatnot. So we talk about the trends that have existed in the past and what would have to happen in the future to allow hip hop to be able to be at the forefront of institutional change that we would like to see in society. Because we see nowadays that hip hop has permeated the entire planet. Right? The entire planet. So I want to teach my students who are consumers to be consumer activists.
Amen.
I want to teach my students who want to be artists to be artists who are dedicated to making positive impact via their art. So we put out an album as a class. It's called the Young Prophets of Progress, and it's called Special Topics 0151. D1's class put that out. Y'all go support my students. Check them out.
Excellent. Awesome. Well, if you want more information about D1 and all the wonderful projects that he's got going on, visit his website at d1music.com or his Instagram at d1music, which I follow. I love it. D, thank you so much for being with us today, and thank you for all that you're doing. You're making a difference.
I appreciate it, and I know I'm long-winded, y'all, so I'm gonna have to come back so we can finish. This is a good conversation.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I know I'm long-winded. I'm just passionate, though, for real.
And we will be back with more of 700 Club Interactive right after this.